2. So, got a few hours before she makes it here. WB3 CTP.
Well, I would guess most of the holiday travel is over, so it should be pretty clear sailing at the airports, I would think. I don't know if that many people travel on New Year's Eve or not. But if it's an early flight, probably a good time to go. Yeah, so what's it looking like for the forecast here? This is a high of 31 today and a high of 27 tomorrow. So we'll see here. I don't know what the high was yesterday. It stayed pretty cold yesterday. We had a high of 27.9 degrees, so no thawing here, N3 kg.
Yeah, let me see here. Yesterday we hit 32.2. So that's not a surprise. I thought I saw 33. So yeah, that's about it. Let's see. I did say that we're sitting at around 1.8 miles per hour here, wind. Southwest, and today's peak was 8 miles per hour, gust up to 2. So we're not doing too badly, not too much. Today's peak could have been around midnight, 1 o'clock or so. So that would have been, that would explain that. Oh well, let's see. I think we're supposed to hit 34 today. So today's the heat wave day. Tomorrow, not as good. What's that? Thursday we're supposed to hit 30 degrees, 18 degrees tomorrow night or Thursday night. Friday 34. So bright and sunny, bright and sunny, bright and sunny. Monday bright and sunny. So we'll be okay for a while. WB3 CTP.
Yeah, I was checking the wind gusts for the 29th and the 30th yesterday, 49 and 48 miles per hour, which is probably low. You know, I have that cup type anemometer, and they don't really read too well when you get into higher wind speeds, not as accurately. So I don't ever recall seeing a reading that high before on it, so I'm guessing it was well over that speed. We had some pretty good gusts up here at 3 kg.
Well, that was an interesting code sequence there. Yeah, I think we hit somewhere. We didn't get that high around here, but we had some really good gusts in the last 2 days. I think we hit about 30, if I remember correctly. I'll take a look here in a moment, but we did. We got somewhere around there. So, yeah, let's see what else do we have going on today. Not much. Not much. Tomorrow I most likely won't be in here. Donna will be here, and I'll be entertaining her a little bit there. She's an early riser. What's interesting, well, I think I'll call it interesting. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Austin, it used to be, she's from Austin, Texas. Well, she's from this area as well, but she lives in Austin, and I think until recently, maybe it was this time change. They were on the same time zone as us. So I think they're 1 hour behind us now. So it's not too bad. And I think she catches like a 6:30, 7 o'clock plane out of Austin, and so she'll be here at about 2-3 hours. So she'll be in like 10 o'clock this morning. So that's just a little background there. Why I stumbled to look at the wind for yesterday. WB3 CTP.
Yeah, my cousin lives in San Marcos, I think it is, down there. I'm not exactly sure where the relationship to that in Austin is, but I didn't think they were that terribly far apart. I don't know. Have to look on a map. So this is somebody that you worked with at one point in time, I believe, right?
Yeah, we worked with Donna. Hold on, I'm looking here. We've worked with Donna for many years. In the early, I guess, late 80s into 90s into all the way through the 90s, just about. And she was part of the original wine tasting group that we have. So she's been with us, not us here. I mean, sometimes she'll stay with Vince and Mary up at their place. When she does come into town, she'll stay with a girlfriend over in Baltimore area, and she'll drive up for the wine tastings if she's in that day. So that's the scoop there. It's been many years now. We've known her for like 40 plus years anyway. Dad?
Okay, very good. I'm just looking at the map here, and San Marcos is just south and slightly west of Austin. I'm looking at the map here, and it appears to be about 20 miles. So it's pretty close, actually. San Marcos is right between San Antonio and Austin, it looks like, almost dead center. Maybe a little closer to Austin, but anyway, interesting. N3 kg.
Yeah, sound like they're darn near neighbors, not too far apart. That's it's pretty close, obviously. Very good. That's the background on her and all the stuff. Yeah, we started working here together over the Horsham area there, and after a few years, after 5 or 6 years at least, that I was working with her, she moved to Tucson to work at our new Gallus plant in Mexico. So she buys a house in Tucson, drives to Mexico, which isn't that far. Worked there for many years, and then came back and then did her thing and blah 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 blah. So anyway, she's gonna when she does get here, we have an appetizer to put together to bring this for this evening. It's a smoked salmon dish, so that'll be something that she can put together when she gets here. I got all the stuff for her, so she'll be good to go. WB3 CTP.
Okay, is she retired then, or is she still working?
No, she's retired. She's 1 year older than I am, I believe. Maybe 2. But she's right around our age. I say that because Vince and Mary are a little older. Vince is 77. Mary's 76. I think Donna's 72. So I think she's 2 years for now. And Sue, who is always a trip, is 68, I think. 67, maybe I think she's 68. WB3 CTP.
I wonder if she ever bought 9mm. After I sent her information and stuff, I think she was waiting to get her vision totally corrected or get glasses or something like that. So I wonder if you heard from her about that.
Let's see. I don't know if she bought anything. I know that she had ran into or had, I don't know if, I'll guess that's the correct term for now, ran into somebody at the synagogue. Some gentleman there that she had a discussion with that is an NRA certified instructor, and I know they went over to the range, and I know she had a great time, and he takes her over there. I don't know where. But that's as much as I do know. I don't know if she bought anything. I don't know if she has her own. I don't know if she's been there more than a couple of times with this guy. So that's all I know. Maybe I'll hear about it tonight. Because she always has some new stories to tell us during the evening. WB3 CTP. Yep, I'll be curious to hear if she came up with anything. I think that little SIG is a nice all-around carry piece that I sent her information on, and it's a pretty decent little gun. Timber's a bit more accurate. Some of them can be a little bit more. I guess it's a pretty decent gun. I didn't care for the trigger on it. Dave next door has one of those, and I shot it, but it's not the typical trigger that I like, but it should be a pretty good shooting little firearm anyway. I shot it since. Of course, I don't get out and shoot that much. Maybe one of these days I'll get out there and throw some lead downrange. Yeah, I have to agree. A long time to so it's about time if it ever warms up this year. I think I still have a bunch of 45s to load or go through. So, and it's a smooth trigger, so I'm not worried about that one. So it's obviously not a small carry gun, that's for sure. So, but it's a fun one to shoot. I guess you sent her the SIG, what is it, 235, 230, somewhere in that range. I don't know the model numbers anymore. When I used to be in the business, I used to know them all. And I could pull those apart, and I can pull 45s apart. So the toughest one was a Ruger 22 target pistol, I guess. I forget what they were called. I'll just call it the 22 target pistol by Ruger. I have one, and that's the toughest one to pull apart and put back together. But all the other ones I had no problem doing. But I probably couldn't even put a 45 back together again anymore. WB3 CTP, God. Yeah, I think 45 1911 model is probably one of the nicest guns to ever designed. It just makes sense. It shoots well, and well over 100 years later, there's still a popular gun. And different variations too. The Kimbers is, kind of a variation on that, so they do things a little differently. And the inner workings to make them more accurate out of the box. Which also makes them a little bit more difficult at times to take down too. But anyway, they're pretty good guns. So yeah,
probably ought to get out there and shoot since it's pretty convenient. You just walk out back and do it, but I just don't seem to do it. It always seems like I have something else going on that I'm doing. Never take the time to get out there. Last thing I had out at the range was my AR platform. I was out there shooting that last year. Well, I guess this year, but earlier in the year. So I probably ought to get that out too. I got some ammo, more ammo for that for Christmas. So I'm stockpiled with some ammo for that and 300 blackout. Six springs. Maybe I'll get around to that. And 3 kg.
All right, very good, very good. Yeah, it'll be, I guess tomorrow is January 1st. I won't be going too far tomorrow. Never go out much on New Year's Day. I usually watch, it's pretty much a watching TV day most of it. In and out a little bit, but it's I like the Mummers Parade, so I watch a lot of that, and then I watch a lot of the football.
Disconnected.
That's the fun. And I recover from a late night tonight, so I think it's more of just a recovery. Not that I ate too much. Well, I'll probably eat too much. And probably drink too much. Well, not really. I hardly ever drink. I don't think I added it up one night, and between all of us, I don't think we had more than like a half a bottle of wine for the evening. when you break it down, a little bit of glass here and some champagne there, and those kinds of things. So I don't think it's up much more than a half a bottle over the entire evening, and we're starting at 6. So we'll start at 6 with appetizers, and at 11 o'clock at night for cake. So that's the scoop. WB3 CTP. And up through.
Yeah, that's late for eating for me. I try not to eat too much, at least a few hours before I get to bed. Though I do break the rules when it comes to having a drink. If I'm, socializing, whatever, I'll, have drinks late into the evening, which I shouldn't do either, but I do sometimes. Fortunately, I don't do it that often. But I'll definitely have some drinks tonight. I don't know what we're going to have, but I'm sure we'll have something. And maybe go out and set off some fireworks later on then if I make it up till midnight.
Node.
Well, I heard Jim in there, and I don't know where he's at. So, Jim, if you're there, why don't you pick it up?
He disconnected for some reason.
Node NF3L connected to node 4.
I'm guessing he's having that same problem he had yesterday at the beginning of his day. So, yeah, we have no. Yeah, we'll probably just eat too much. Again, we'll eat a little bit here and there. We only have a little bit of appetizers, some soup, which is sort of like a sous soup that I made. Vince and Mary are making a cod, or basically a fish casserole, and a salad. And Sue put together a cake. It's basically a yogurt-based. It's a crust, a yogurt-based cake, and and fruit. So it's like I don't know. Let's call it a version of a cheesecake with fruit on top. So that's the scoop there. So it's not a tremendous amount of food, and a little bit of bread. Got to have a little bit of bread. WB3 CTP. Let's see if he's back yet.
All right, nothing heard yet. Guess he's still in his goofy area there, whatever's going on.
3L disconnected.
He gets reconnected soon. So we'll see what happens there. How about now, Jim?
Node NF3L connected to node 471970.
All right, am I making it now, NF3L?
Yep, I heard you that time.
Node NF3L disconnected. Node N.
Well, I think he's still in his bad spot there. Good morning, Jim, if you're hearing us. Heard you first, you're making it, and we didn't hear anything else after that except a little blip. So, good morning to you there. And, okay, Craig, I'm just going to send it back to you. We'll see if Jim can make it in here shortly.
Yeah, this is really strange. I don't recall you having an issue like that where it keeps saying connecting and disconnecting, and I'm seeing it come up on my screen. I'm guessing you're probably seeing it too, Paul, to the network. I don't remember it being this bad before. I mean, you always had your little bad spots when you got the M1KE, but I just don't remember it being this bad. So I'm wondering if something's going on with the device or on the network, or maybe you need a reset or something. I don't know. It just it seems worse than it used to be. All right, so hopefully you're in the clear now. Jim, give it a shot. N3KG.
Yeah, I can hear you guys loud and clear. It's just when I try to transmit, it cuts out every once in a while. I've reset the network settings and did a total reset on the cellular, and that didn't seem to make a difference. And I don't know what's going on. But it's annoying. And it happens as I start off from home, and then once I get to a certain point, it's okay. And then I start off bad from work, and then when I get to a certain point, it's okay. So something's going on at the start and the finish of my transmissions when I first come in, so we'll have to see what's what. All right, good morning, Craig. Good morning, Paul. Anyone else who's sandbagging? NF3L Portamobile. I got 25 cold degrees, and it's crazy out here. So today's my last day, and then I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and work from home on Monday. So be a nice little stretch there, and trust me, I will enjoy it. Go ahead there, Paul. NF3L.
All right there, Jim. Yeah, we had no problems copying you 100% that time. You came through loud and clear. Yeah, I'm sure that is very, very frustrating what you're going through there. It would drive me nuts. And I know it would drive Craig nuts as well to try to figure that out, because it doesn't make any sense. Because you don't have any problems going to work in the morning once when you're near work. You don't seem to have any problems problems talking in the morning, so why would it be any different leaving work in the afternoon except for more traffic? That's the only thing I can relate it to right now. So very good. Yeah, we're still sitting right around 25 degrees down here. And what did I say? It's going to hit 34 today, so it should be a pretty decent day out. All morning, so we haven't had a lot of wind, but it still hasn't gone, I can tell you that. Okay, Craig, over to you, WB3 CTP.
All right. Yeah, I was just looking at the bit error rate, and I never really looked at that before on this mode. And it was just nothing but a flat line, Paul. So I guess that's a good thing when you were transmitting there. Yeah, it just really seems odd that it's performing this way in those bad areas. Normally it's just like, you're in, you're out or whatever, and now you're seeing it disconnecting, connecting. It just seems to be acting squirrely for you, Jim. But you were pretty good on that last one there. So anyway, I don't know. I'm assuming you're probably on version 47, the latest version of the firmware. I don't know if that's become stable yet or not, but that's what we're both on. So maybe you just need to reset it and reflash the profiles into the M1KE and give that a shot. Can't hurt. It's easy enough to do. I mean, you just got to get it connected to the Wi-Fi network, when you're setting it up. Some of the stuff you manually got to do in it, but everything else would be just flashing the profiles in, so maybe giving that a shot might help. I don't know. Go ahead, Jim, N3KG.
Yep, I'm on, I think it's 47 is the latest, the beta, and that's what I'm on. And it's funny because you guys aren't having that same problem I am. But then again, I was on the same version as you before, and you guys were having some issues with stuff that I haven't experienced. But I think as I, come to think of it, as I go to, 46 or 47 or whatever, I think there's a bit of a more of a disconnect where it's happening more. So maybe it'll warrant an email or something to Norbert, maybe post on the forum or something, and see if he can come up with something. I can send him my logs and all that kind of stuff, and see if it solves or resolves any problems. It's tough because, again, it's just at the very beginning, the first 5 or 7 minutes of my trek inward towards work, and then the first maybe 10 minutes of my trek outward towards home from work. So yeah, I don't know why it's happening in the very beginnings. And you know what, when the thing's disconnecting, I'm looking at my bars on the LTE and it's showing full bars. Like right now I'm only down to 2 bars and I'm probably making it. So it just doesn't make any sense why you would want to do that. It would want to do that, but it does, and not much I can do aside from it, but definitely some crazy stuff for sure. All right there, Paul, I'll pass it over your way. It's dark out here this morning. End of trail.
All right, very good there, Jim. Yeah, I don't understand it, what's going on, and like you said, maybe Norbert can give you an inkling of what he sees at that end, but it still looks pretty dark out. What time is it? 6:45. I don't think the sun's coming up yet. I know we've passed the midpoint. We should be gaining a little bit more sunlight each day. If I actually bend over and look at the phone or get the phone out. Here I can see when the sunrise is 7:23. Oh, you got another 45 minutes, 40 minutes to sunrise. So that explains it there. That definitely explains it. Oh well. Okay, Craig, over to you.
Yeah, it's really strange. I'm wondering how far you have to get before you're in the clear there, Jim, in the mornings. I know you got to kind of move away from the area that you live, and I'm wondering how far down the road you are. But I think I'd at least try, doing a factory reset on the M1KE, just for giggles. And maybe also try switching back and forth between the 5G auto and the LTE again and see what that does. Because when you're on the 5G auto originally, I don't remember you having that problem in the morning, back when you first got the thing. I don't remember that being an issue, other than a few little bumpy spots, which are normal. But this seems to be worse. So probably worth experimenting with to see what happens. Over to you, N3KG.
Well, I was talking to Rich, and it kind of went out. It was just doing that same weird thing, and he had suggested, hey, what are you on as far as the cellular network? And I said, well, it's the 5G auto. And he says, take that thing off and put it to LTE, force it to LTE, and I did. And then it worked so much better. It really did. Now I'm on LTE. I think since I got the latest update, 26.2 of the iOS update that came through, that reset my my network settings back to 5G auto. And what I wound up doing was having problems. So I put it back to LTE, and I'm still having problems. But I don't know. It's a little more stable in the middle of my ride, but it's not the beginning of my journeys, whether it's leaving home to go to work or leaving work to go home. It's always in the very beginning of the journey, and it doesn't matter what the signal strength is. It's just very, very weird. It's like almost until it becomes stable. And then once it becomes stable, then it doesn't seem to have a problem like now. But it's just in the very beginning of the commutes, it's very, very crazy. And I find it hard to believe that I got bad service at home and bad service at work. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But we'll figure it out, I guess, to do a little experimenting and see what's what. I'll put it on 5G auto when I get to work and see if that makes a difference on the way home. Maybe we could do some testing. And F3L, go ahead there, Paul.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a little bit more experimentation needed to try to hone in on it again. Maybe some things did change in 47. I don't know. I didn't think they were necessarily addressed. There were things that were updated in 47 or changed in 47 really had any effect on what we're doing here. I think they were for other like P25, I don't remember which, but maybe something like that instead of Allstar. So that's it's amazing. All right, Craig, over to you.
Yeah. And now that we kind of think about it, it seems to be in the beginning of your travels, almost like something is slow out of the gates, and other than the connectivity. So maybe something goofy's going on there when the thing first boots up and turns on, and it just takes a while to clear out. So I think a full reset of the M1KE is probably also a good option to give a shot anyway. If you can just save your profiles, you can probably do that at work. Save your profiles and then just reload everything back in for the trip home and give it a shot. See if it makes any difference. I think you only have, 4 or 5 profiles, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal to load that stuff back in just to give it a shot. But certainly worth experimenting with, but maybe also send something off to Norbert. Of course, he'll want to see your call logs, and what else did he had me copy in? I can't remember what it was. He had me also copy in like the communications as well. Did I go to the status page for that? I can't remember. I'll have to look at my previous emails with him and see what he had me copy, because we did the call log, but then we did something else as well. I had to send him some other stuff, and he used that to evaluate. So I think it was coming from the stream on the dashboard or something. Let's see, call logs. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, and I'll have to look it up. N3KG, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Craig, if you can email me that information of what he asked you, I could just compile it before I do a reset, and then I'll send it off to him. And I don't know what time it is right now in Estonia, but if I can get it off to him fairly quick, then that would be a little bit better than not. And we'll have to see what's what. But yeah, that'll be a good deal. If we could do that, that'll at least get me one step ahead, that I can kind of figure out what all is going down in the realm of the M1KE. Also, I usually wait a minute or two, after I've left the house or left work, so to make sure that it's not accidentally connecting to my home or work network, because I've figured, okay, well, maybe there's just some interference that way, but no go. I haven't, that hasn't really made a difference. So the LTE has made it better, but the 5G seems to be a problem, and I just don't know what to think. The only thing I can blame it on is cellular, because, again, in the middle it's fine, but in the beginning of each journey it's pretty crazy. So we'll have to see what they say. But yeah, if you can get that information over to me of what he asked you to do, that'll save me like 3 or 4 back and forth emails with him, and then I can get him the information right away. He could diagnose, maybe offer a suggestion, solution, or maybe even an update, see what's what. Also, if you're by your dashboard, is there anything newer than 47 out there? Go ahead there, Paul, NF3L.
Alrighty. I don't know. Yesterday, I was not on the dashboard this morning, but I was on yesterday, and there wasn't anything newer than that. I think Estonia is about 6 hours ahead of us here, so that puts it at about 3 o'clock or about 2 o'clock. 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 2 o'clock, I guess, in the afternoon, somewhere around that time. That's what I'm thinking. 5, 6, 1 to 2 o'clock, I guess. So, yeah, you have a shot to send him off something and see if he can get to it today. And I know the one was a log, which was just at the beginning. Just says copy log or something on the status screen. So, all right, Craig, maybe you have it there. You can send it off to him. WB3 CTP.
Yes, I found the email chain, Jim. And in addition to the call log, in fact, I just forwarded it to you. In addition to the call log, it says, please send us a configuration profile export file and describe what steps we need to do to reproduce the issue. How many seconds to wait between PTT presses, how many seconds to wait after receive call. You can create a configuration profile, export file on the settings page by clicking the export button. So he had me send that as well. But the previous email, if you read back, it's like he wanted please send us a device log excerpt which shows a call with this issue. Okay, and you can find the device log on the status page at the console section. Make sure advanced mode is enabled at the bottom. Yeah, so if you read that string there, it tells you all the different things there in our communications back and forth. So that's not, I don't know if that was the last email that I don't think it was, but that was the stuff that I sent him, so that should be enough to get you on the right track. I'll check my trash here again just to see if there's anything else relevant in there. And yes, we are on the most current version. 47 is still beta, and there's nothing else out there. N3KG.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm operating from my cellular, phone. So if I swap networks or possibly turn the M1KE off, knowing that I had the problem this morning on the way in, then I'm going to lose that call log maybe. So I will try to take it right into the building and connect my computer up to the cellular Wi-Fi connection on my phone, and then log into the console and try to do what you said, and then send it to them, because without I don't want to mess up the log on the portion that where the journey began today. So I'm going to just try to keep it like that, and maybe things will work out for the best. Problems. Always a problem. It can't just be simple. And you would think that with the T-Mobile premium service that, I should be getting good signal, most places, or at least have some priority, whether it be for phone or data or that type of thing. It just doesn't make any sense why, it would do what it's doing. But it is an anomaly, that's for sure. And we just have to figure out what it is and how we can correct it. I'm hoping that it's just a bug in the system that he could just correct with a firmware update, because there's not much I'm going to be able to do as far as the cellular network goes. But again, it's the one thing I'll point out, and I'm going to mention it to him as well, is the fact that even with like 4 full bars on the dashboard here in the Mercedes-Benz, where I'm seeing my cell phone signal, it's full bars. And it's bebopping out with those 4 full bars. So it doesn't really matter, and I've been staying connected without any issues when it's been down to 1 bar. So again, there's no rhyme or reason as to what it is. It's more pointing towards the M1KE than it is the network, because if the network was the problem and it was sensitive enough, then why didn't it cut out at 1 bar? Why did it cut out at 4 bars? So that's got me scratching my head here, trying to think of what it could possibly be. All right, Paul, your way. NF3L just passed Hellertown, and looks like I got 3.8 miles to go till I'm off the dreaded 78.
All right. Well, I'm sure getting off of 78 is always a pleasure. Just like getting on is a hit or miss. You never know what can go on with that road. So it's not my favorite. Never was, never will be. I'd rather